Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and get started, and if Kyle can make it, then that's awesome, and if not, then whatever. I understand it's a little late, and that most people have school and they're probably already in bed. But here's the dealio. I just kind of been wanting to talk about this for a while, and I just managed to get all my thoughts down on paper. But the best part about this is the live chat or the live stream gets uploaded anyway. So I know some people be like, "Why didn't you stream this at a better time?" That's why. This is a good time for me. Anyway, I wanted to talk about Power of the Primes because we are reaching that point that it's starting to hit shelves, and we're right here in our Wave One area, and we're getting a good glimpse of what the line could look like. I did a lot of speculation on Combiner Wars. I didn't do anything on Titans Return, but we did a lot of speculation on Combiner Wars, and the videos started out with a lot of good information, a lot of speculation, and I think the line went in a very symmetrical direction with where I kind of predicted it would go, with some deviations from what I predicted. But anyway, I figured we could do this for Power of the Primes and kind of recap Combiner Wars and Titans Return, because I've got a lot of thoughts about Power of the Primes. People ask me about Power of the Primes all the time, and I would like to throw some of my opinions out there. Like I said, Kyle is supposed to be joining. Um, and if he does, that's awesome. But if not, then no big deal. I am a very talkative person. I can make this happen. Haha. So, Power of the Primes is in the Prime Wars trilogy, which means there's three toy lines that make it up. And we'll start, the first one was Combiner Wars, the second one was Titans Return, and the third one was Power of the Primes. We'll talk about Combiner Wars and Titans Return, respectively, shortly, just for a little bit. But with Power of the Primes being the final installment in this trilogy, one would assume, and I definitely thought, that it needed to be a big finish for the line because, here you've gone through one line, you've gone through a second line, and now you've got this one, and it's supposed to be the finale. So, go out with a bang, right? Well, we'll talk about why I don't think that Power of the Primes is the big finale that it should be. But first, let's talk about Combiner Wars. In my opinion, Combiner Wars was a mostly good line. There were some unnecessary figures that just got released because, whatever. I've gotten rid of a lot of the Combiner Wars figures that I think were unnecessary, like both of the Optimus Primes, Cyclonus, Skylinks, all the Autobot limbs. Like, I've gotten rid of all those because after I bought them and reviewed them, I didn't play with them near as much as I did the main Stunticons, Combaticons, Aerial Bots, Protectobots, and then even the Technobots. I just didn't play with the regular Autobot combiners as much as I did the other ones. And so, I do think there were some unnecessary releases in Combiner Wars, but for the most part, they were really good figures, and a lot of them were really fun. And I think that Combiner Wars was a really good start, and it was a mostly good line. I think the biggest gripe for everybody when it comes to Combiner Wars, it's got to be the mold reuse and how much figures got recycled and reused blatantly. You got, I think someone counted, and one mold was used upwards of 6 times, and that just gets tiring after a while, and you don't feel like you want to buy the same thing over and over and over again. And I understand why Combiner Wars did that because they needed to fill out these huge combiner teams, and that was a cost-effective way to do it. But that doesn't change the fact that Combiner Wars was, if it was infamous at all, it was infamous for reusing molds over and over and over again. The second complaint were the hands and feet for Combiner Wars. They had the hand foot gun gimmick. Most people that I know, if they bought any upgrades for their Combiner Wars, I bought the upgraded hip ratchets and some little upgrade parts here and there. But most people were not satisfied with the stock hands and feet. They weren't posable. They didn't exactly look great, and they weren't very supportive. Like, The Combiner Wars feet were just kind of terrible. Oh, hey, Kyle.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, tired. Admittedly, I'm not gonna be able to stay very long tonight.
That's okay. I'm not planning on making this last a long time either.
Okay.
So we're talking about Combiner Wars right now. I'm going to talk about Combiner Wars and then Titans Return, and then we can talk about Power of the Primes. Um,
Oh,
and I really want some of your opinions on some of these figures.
okay.
Um, so yeah, that was the biggest complaint with Combiner Wars, in my opinion, is the hands and the feet. They could have been improved upon, and they were by several third party companies. Next up, we have Titans Return,
Yeah.
which in itself was mostly good. I didn't collect much of Titans Return, so I'm glad you jumped in at this point because you more than I. And were there any significant downfalls to Titans Return that you noticed?
Uh, with my one Titans return figure, I can say that I don't know. The one real downside to it is I really hate the headmaster gimmick. It just seems like it's so easy to potentially lose the head and or possibly like wear it out by having to pull it out every time you want to transform it.
Yeah. Um, I thought you had more than you only have one. Is it just the Galvatron?
It's just Galvatron.
Really? Well, then that means I have more power of the or more times return figures than you. That's something I never wanted to say. Um,
The
um,
Titans have returned for you.
I'm looking at Fort Max up here right now, and I've been trying to get rid of him um, for a Devastator. But anyway,
No luck yet?
um, in my opinion, I think Titans Return. The best part about Titans Return was that it gave a lot of really niche G1 figures like Perceptor and Cup and Topspin and Twin Twist and Trigger Happy. Like it gave all those people, all those characters that normally don't get toys. It gave them number one a chance to get a toy, and more importantly, it gave them a faithful upgrade to G1. I think if you were to say what's the best part about Titans Return, the majority of the fandom would say I got an upgraded Perceptor. Um, which the best part for me was is Blitzwing and Octane and Astro Train too, I guess. Just the fact that those G1 figures are updated like that. Um, now, biggest
Having
gripe,
held those guys, I do admit they did have a bit of some coolness to them. I think the Titans Return did really well with their Voyagers. Some of them, at least the ones that we acquired, I got the Galvatron, and I wasn't disappointed too much.
yeah. I haven't played with Galvatron. I would like to. Um,
Well, you're more than welcome to.
well, cool. We'll have to just bring him sometime. Um, I think the biggest gripe, and I'll have to agree with you, is the headmaster gimmick. Which for the first two waves, it was necessary because, well, I mean, there were headmaster characters that were released in the line. So, like,
Yes.
they needed it to be faithful to the headmasters. But after that point, you didn't need headmasters anymore. And it even got to the point, like with Overlord and Six Shot, where they started integrating into the design, where you don't have to have these headmasters come out anymore. I just leave the headmasters in, like Overlord.
Yeah, to me that just strikes me as like, hey, this is just a prime opportunity for you to potentially lose this somehow.
Exactly.
Because I mean, it just
So,
comes out so easily. It's meant to. Next thing you know, it's like, hey, where'd my headmaster go? Where? How long has this been gone?
yeah. So when it comes down to that, I think the headmaster gimmick was very, very, very unnecessary after Wave Two. So, um, but yeah, that's other than that. Is there anything else that you've got in terms of Titan's Return that you need to throw out there?
Don't do more of it.
Well, I have some bad news for you.
The Titans have returned. I know.
The Titans have returned. Um, so I do want to get into some discussion on Power of the Primes real fast. But I've got a
Oh,
lot here, and I hate to say it, but I am being summoned, and I need to intermiss for a moment. Wait a minute. We got people. Yeah, I see comments.
Oh, we have comments?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm reading. What's the theory? Says might mess up transformation designs if they can't pop off the head, which I agree. Some of the transformations you had to get the head off, and I get it. Um, they might just be saying good night, so I might just anyway. Sorry. And then what? Yeah. The last night. What's your theory?
What was the
Comments. We'll
comment?
wait. He says he has a theory. He wants to know if I'm reading it, and I am.
Okay.
Um, go ahead and get into discussion. We can run through. Okay, wait. What happens if the next toy line after Power of the Primes is when they make combiners that have a headmaster gimmick? Primes? I don't
Isn't
know.
I thought that they're kind of doing that with Power of the Primes, I think, because I thought they were mixing the two and then throwing in the Power of the Primes gimmick.
Kind of. I was wanting to. We'll just delve in here real fast. I got my cheat
If
sheet over here because I don't want to ramble. But
Yeah,
I will screen share pictures. So,
that's cool
um,
because a lot I haven't paid attention to a lot of Power of the Primes. I'm just kind of it's all been hearsay for me, but I haven't really directly really looked into it too much.
yeah, there's not much out there. Wave one is just randomly hitting. So anyway,
Yeah.
um, so with it being the third installment in the Prime Wars trilogy, logically, it should have taken what was good about Combiner Wars and what was good about Titan's Return, improved upon those things, and then also done the what's known as the evolution gimmick, but the Prime upgrade gimmick as well. I think that in itself would have been a really cool toy line. However, it seems like all these gimmicks, like the Titan's Return, like the Prime Master is what it is now instead of Titan Master.
Yeah.
That gimmick is fighting with the Combiner gimmick, the deluxes. So we'll get into why. But I think really the leaders, um, I really think the leaders are the only ones that are getting it right in Titan's Return or in Power of the Primes. I'm sorry, and uh, I think that's kind of sad. So anyway, um, I was reading comments. Anyway, let's get into it here. I get distracted easily. I've noticed that.
Oh, same,
Um,
same.
so let's take a peek here. I'm going to see if I can just like share a window, which would be dope. Screen share. Application window. Yes. So yeah, here's what we're gonna do. Okay, got it. Wait, application window. I want to do this one. Share. Yay. Okay,
Oh,
so if you guys can see,
are you doing the present to everyone thing?
I am.
Sweet.
So if you guys can see here, this is Jazz. And one of my biggest complaints here in the deluxes is that this is the hand for the combiner. And the way they mount on all the characters is not just Jazz. Jazz is just a really good example of it because he's got a white torso and the hand is black. Um, his whole it looks like a tumor, like that. It doesn't mount and integrate well. And it'd be different, if one thing made sacrifices so that another mode could work better. But the hands themselves don't look much better. Um, they're just they actually don't look better than the Combiner Wars hands, which we already have established weren't super great. They're not more posable. They actually you can't even fold away the second thumb, so they end up looking worse. So it's like these things suffer in all their modes. They don't look good for for the Prime Master integration. They don't look good in their hand configuration. And we all know from Combiner Wars that you don't stick the darn things on the vehicle mode. So what I'm seeing here is a fail in all three modes for the darn Prime Master gimmick. And so
I
what
do
they've
have to
done
kind of agree
here,
with you. It does look like some kind of growth.
it does. On every single one of them, it does. And so what they've done here is they have successfully, for the deluxe limbs, they have successfully kind of ruined the combining gimmick and simultaneously a little bit of the Prime Master gimmick. It they didn't improve upon it. They made it worse. You see what I'm like? It looks like the gimmicks are fighting with each other, and nobody's winning. So that's our deluxes.
Now,
Um,
I heard a rumor. I'm not totally sure if it's true, but that there was something about jazzes and like "Make America Great Again."
what?
Yeah, like there was like a it was written in Cybertronian. It was supposed to be like MAGA, you know, the acronym for "Make
Really?
America Great Again," and then they pulled those and they're re-releasing it without that.
I did not hear about that. I don't think I've seen anything on it, so I can't confirm nor deny.
Okay, I heard a rumor about that, and I was thought if that was the case, I'd consider that.
And so here we have Starscream, and I'm just gonna kind of, my window's small, so I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna kind of focus here on his chest area, and his arms, because as you can see, these giant black things. Oh, they say that "Make America Great Again" thing is true.
Oh, shoot.
I mean, you were gonna get a Jazz anyway.
I wasn't going to, but now that I
Yes, you
know it
were.
actually is true. No, no, I want Decepticon limbs.
Well, there you go. Now you just have to find a Trump Jazz.
Sweet. I'm going to give him the Make America Great Again hat.
Hey, I can 3D print it for you. Anyway, um, I think these feet here, these are the feet for the Combiner Wars.
Yeah.
Not sorry, the combined mode. See, they've drilled these names into my brain, and so now all I can think is the official names. So these are the feet for the combined mode, and as you can see, it obviously has an ankle tilt. But what's this? A giant cavity. What's that for? Oh, but that is for the Prime Master. So here again, we have a giant plank of plastic that really, I mean, that is a marginal improvement. Let's call a spade a spade. It is a marginal improvement. But look down
Yep.
here, you see him laying flat. That doesn't look like a foot, does it? Like
Mm,
it just looks like a big plank. Um, I'm seeing that the combiner feet for Power of the Primes are a bit taller than the Combiner Wars ones, which I believe that. I mean, it unfortunately, I don't think they look like feet. I think that um they could have, if they were going to make these giant bricks of plastic that are feet and nothing else, because the hand foot guns had to be a hand, a foot, and a weapon. So I can understand why
yeah.
they didn't necessarily look right. But all these things have to do is be feet, and apparently have a hole for the Prime Masters. So why don't they look more like feet? Why do they look like these giant thin slabs of nothing? And I can pull up a picture of, actually, let me do, what's his name, Volcanicus. There he is.
Who is Oh no, is this what I think it is?
Yeah, this is the Donabot combiner.
Oh.
Yay, Google Images for being there. So you can, oh, that doesn't zoom in much at all. Um, but anyway, you can see how thin, like relative to the legs, how thin and long the feet are. Like it looks like he's wearing flippers for swimming.
Yeah.
And that's my point, is they don't look better. Yeah, they've got the ankle tilt gimmick in it. That's awesome. Thanks for that. But they don't look better, and the hands don't look better. See how flat, and like the hands just, it looks like he got run over by a steamroller. So my point is, That's Optimus. My beesies. My point is, both the Voyagers and the Deluxes end up kind of ruining the combining gimmick because they're accommodating this Prime Master thing. And
Yeah.
I'm kind of sad to say, but I think the combiner gimmick is the best thing they've got going for them so far. Outside of, we haven't really seen the full execution of the evolution gimmick, which I think could be good. But the Scramble City combiner gimmick is right now the best thing, and it, the Titan Masters don't even hold a candle to it. Um, so I just really struggle with seeing how this is better, and I don't think it is. And it stinks that they haven't improved upon what was good about Combiner Wars. It seems like they've actually backtracked.
Yeah.
So
It is a shame. It's like
that's
they
my
took like, hey, look, here's we just took our two past toy lines, and for our third one, we're just gonna kind of like grab a handful of stuff and just throw it on stuff and call it good. It just
and
doesn't. It
that's
just
the
seems kind of like slapped together rather than actually put together
and
nicely.
with this being the last installment, you think, like I said, that they would have taken the best part about Combiner Wars, the best part about Titans Return, and tried to make them work. But it seems like they, instead of trying to figure it out and make it work, they're just like, yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
So then we got to cover the Prime Masters because we all desperately wanted these. Once again, this window is small, and I'm sorry. Let's see if I can make that a little bit better. Yay! So as you can see, these are Prime Masters. These will be our Legends class price point. For the most part, I know there are some Legends that are released, like but these will be like the Titan Masters that came with like the Brawn that came with the little Jeep and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
This is this is that price point, and they are the Titan Masters that turn into not a head but a random block with a symbol on it, and a Pretender shell that kind of resembles a weapon or vehicle, depending on who it is.
Mm.
And like they're described as giving the the main characters, like the Deluxes and the Voyagers and the leaders, they're described as, when you plug this on, that they give them special powers, which I assume for kids, it's like the Minicon thing, but the Minicon thing actually resulted in a physical deployment of a gimmick or something. All this is, hey, I've put this brick into my Optimus's chest, and now he can travel through time. That's all. So when you get down to it, these Prime Masters are just a collect it all thing. It's just, hey, get all these so your Transformers can, air quotes, have special powers. And I just I just can't get down with it because it doesn't offer anything. You're paying for this whole package, and it doesn't offer anything aside from a slight aesthetic change on your toy, rather than having a clear crystal in the hand or feet of your combiner, or on the attached to the tumor on your deluxe. You can have a red one or a purple one. It just it's not appealing to me, and it doesn't seem like it's worth the price that you'd pay to get this. Like, outside of, oh, hey, that's cool, like, yeah, I can put this in there, ta-da, that's it. Like, um I
Yeah.
don't I'm just not seeing the substance here to justify the cost. And the only way it might work is with the leaders, because every leader comes with their own matrix, which you can pop out the matrix crystal and put these guys in it. But even then, the chest closes up, so you don't ever really see them unless you're displaying them with the chest open. And we've already established that it's useless on the Voyagers and the Deluxes because of the hand feet gimmick. It just doesn't look right. It looks like a tumor on the Deluxes, and then it's pointless on the Voyagers.
Yeah.
So
I know.
the
Plus to throw up, not.
go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like just throwing this out there to go along with you were mentioning price points or whatnot. The price points of all these have gone up even more than the last night did.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, I saw something somewhere where it said a Voyager was $35. And I was like, what?
See, I can't justify purchasing a Voyager for that much. Like,
Hmm.
definitely not the Starscream.
Yeah, the Starscream, that Grimlock. No, the deluxes are still going to be the $20 a pop. I didn't see anything about Voyagers. Or I mean, leader class. I just saw Voyager.
Leaders are probably 50. That's how much Overlord was.
Yeah, but I mean, if Voyagers went up, they'll probably move up leaders too. They
Yeah,
probably just didn't bump up deluxes because they didn't make any real changes to them.
true. And then another thing about these is the Pretender shells, which I understand there's nostalgia for Pretenders. They don't obviously they don't transform much, nor do they look good. I mean, look at this guy, his gun mode, air quotes. Pretenders, they just stand there, and I think people are nostalgic for Pretenders because that was something that happened. But just because you're nostalgic about it doesn't mean it's not a bad idea. Like having a shell that just stands there, that's fundamentally not Transformers.
Oh, but it's so good.
So I mean, I don't know.
But I loved Pretenders. They were so great before.
Yeah. So,
Uh,
but anyway,
yeah.
um, we'll talk about the leaders that evolve. We've all seen these. This is what everybody's interested in. Um, these look like they're a good idea, and they
Hmm.
seem like they're executed well so far. I think the Prime is cool, but I would much rather have MP10.
Agreed.
All right, give me just a second. They're yelling for me. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Entertain them with something.
I will sit here in silence. I don't know. Admittedly, this Prime is pretty cool though. But Masterpiece does seem like the better way to go. Really. I don't know. Comment which you think you would prefer. If you would prefer Masterpiece or just settle for Hasbro or this Hasbro product. Me personally, I'd probably go for the Masterpiece just for I don't know. Lately, I've been kind of turned off of Hasbro, and they're not really doing what interests me. So there's that. But yeah, comment what you would prefer or what you're interested in, or any other Titans Return. Ah, Power of the Primes stuff you would be interested in. And when Lockbot gets back, he'll see all that. I cannot see the live chat though right now. I so yep. Now we'll wait in silence. think I may have found a way to read the live chat, so I am gonna keep popping in back and forth between that. Let's take a gander and see what y'all have been saying.
All right, I'm sorry. I am back. So I'm seeing. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm reading comments here. I was planning on getting Abominus. Oh, hey, Kyle's gone. That's cool. Wow, we timed that perfectly. Planning on getting Abominus, but I think I just get Battle Class. Yeah. Okay. If the prices are what they say they are, I just can't justify buying a combiner for that much. That's ridiculous. Um, yeah, Prime. I do think the truck mode is easily the weakest thing on this Prime. Like the robot mode looks good, but the truck mode reminds me of that Play School. Um, what was like the Play School GoBots that came out? Like you know, when I was younger. I don't remember exact dates, but yeah, the for $50, I just can't justify it. I do think MP10 was way better. Um, hey,
There
he's
we
back.
go. Yeah, no, it bummed me out because I've been trying to go back and forth and read the live chat, but doesn't let you do that on a mobile device, really.
Yeah. Shockwave 514 says MMC's reformatted. I have not delved into it, but Kyle has, and I really
Oh,
think I should.
yeah, that was Shockwave 514, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's MMC is absolutely fantastic. I love how simple their transformations are.
See, I like complicated transformations, so that's why Planet X and me get along pretty well.
I don't know. MMC, it looks good though. It looks really good. Like it jumps straight off like the IDW comics, really.
Yeah.
And I know you also like accuracy.
I do like accuracy. I need to play around with some of those. But yeah, so
Yeah.
there's the Optimus, and then I've never been super attached to Rodimus, and I think this guy's okay. Um, I would rather. I don't
Mm,
know. I don't know which one I'd rather have. But I definitely think for $50, neither of them are worth that. I felt that way about Overlord, and I really wanted Overlord. So if I'm not feeling these guys, then $50 is definitely going to be a waste of money. If I could find them on sale, then yeah, let's talk. But right now, I just don't think these guys are up to par with what I'm looking for in a
yeah.
transformer.
I mean, the
And
best
if
part about this Rodimus figure looks like the vehicle mode,
yeah,
but really and truly, a $50 vehicle mode is not really worth it.
so but yeah, I don't care about the black Rodimus at all. I mean, I just if I was gonna get one, um I'd get the regular version, and I wouldn't want duplicates.
Yeah, the duplicates would be bad.
Yeah, and then they've talked about um Rodimus is horrible. Yeah, he's a little rough.
But
And
he's so good.
Shockwave 514 says he plans on skipping Power of the Primes for masterpieces and third party figures, which is kind of the boat I'm in right now.
Oh yeah.
Other than this black Rodimus leader, there is an Optimus Primal. I'm not attached to Beast Wars. It was before my time. Armada was my first
Mm,
real Transformers experience. But if this Optimus Primal is done well, and I have a feeling that it will be because it's a later line and it's the fan picked one, so it's probably going to be better done than these two. I'd be interested to see how it goes. Like I would take a look at it. But once again,
yeah.
I can't see how it'll justify a $50 price point. Now I could be very wrong. Could be very wrong, but
Yeah,
as of now,
I don't
I
know.
can't.
I don't think Hasbro will really get an Optimus Primal right. I mean, Beast Wars sort of was my first Transformer stuff, and even then, it's not good enough to be like, yeah, let's spend a lot of money on it,
Yeah.
and then when Hasbro won't do it right anyways. So yeah, Shockwave 514 has it right. Masterpieces
Yes, he
and
does.
third party all the way.
Now, the only place they might get me is here, is in Abominus. And this picture is huge. Um, and it's just because I'm a Combiner Wars guy,
Oh no,
and
they're making
I
a good.
have the Technobots, and these guys are their rival. This will be the only place they might get me, but I have got to do some price assessments with 504. Talk about Carnifex, um, which is the Mastermind Creations Overlord. I would definitely try to buy that if I had the disposable income that I haven't already spent on Planet X,
I mean, yeah,
because they
you've
have
gone on
claimed a
like a
lot of my
serious
money,
Planet X
and
binge lately.
right now that's what I'm into. But these guys, I mean, these guys they look pretty good. Um, I think I think hunger, which three R's by the way. I don't know why that's important, but there seems to be to know how many R's. There seems to be. I definitely am seeing remnants of Scattershot and Cyclonus and
Uh oh.
Silverbolt here in these arms, but the legs look kind of skinny, and I know that the arms on Silverbolt are huge. So I don't know if his proportions are going to look right, but right now this is a tentative. If I was to get something from the line, it would probably be. He says Arrow Alpha Shockwave 514. Sorry, says Arrow Alpha is also a great figure. I don't know who that is, who it's supposed to be. Um, this the Terracons here are the only thing that might be. I've got to spend money on this, but I definitely want to see the combined mode pictures.
Yeah.
Uh, I want some more. I want some more pictures. That's really what I need right now, and I need to make sure that his prices aren't terrible, and I need to make
Is this
sure
going
that
to
the
be a box set like Computron was, or are these individual
no, they're
releases?
gonna release them individually. So it'll be the four deluxes and the Voyager.
Hmm. Okay.
So we'll see. And I don't see images of Abominus like and Hunger. I don't. It doesn't look like Hunger comes with the big feet slabs. So maybe just maybe they've changed it up for later in the line because the Abominus guys, come much later. They're like wave 3 and 4, or 2 or 3, 3 and 4. I don't know. They're later.
Huh. Well, if they changed it up later in the waves, that'll be harder for me to say no to them because I do want just the limbs.
Yeah.
Shoot.
So this might be where they get me,
Yeah.
but I'm awaiting more pictures because we all thought the Dinobots at first. Upon first pictures, the Dinobots looked pretty good, and now seeing them in person, like some of the home pictures, I'm like, oh dear lord, kill it with fire. So anyway,
That is just not. That's like a mildly underplayed, or what's the word I'm looking for? Never mind. Forget it. I forgot what I'm saying.
yeah, I don't remember either. Um, so yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking in terms of. Oh, wait a minute. I'm just gonna keep my cam off just to make sure my stream doesn't jack up. I was gonna film this, and of course I got interrupted, and my, you know how it goes. I was
Hmm.
gonna film this and edit it and put it together, but I don't have my good camera with me, and I wanted to do this now because I'm impatient. So
That's how to do it.
for for my final thoughts here, like I don't want to make this last forever, and I'm sorry that I had to step away.
No problem.
Um, my final thoughts. I absolutely hate that there's this wasted potential in Power of the Primes. I think it's like it kind of feels like an anticlimax to this whole trilogy of figures. And I think that's pretty disappointing considering some of the little tidbits of, oh, that's awesome that we saw throughout Combiner Wars and throughout Titan's Return, all face planting,
Yeah.
kind of fizzling out rather than going out with a bang. Um, after after I bought Overlord, and I've explained how I felt about him on my Facebook page and a little bit here. Um, I liked him and I wanted him, but I just had this. I didn't get the satisfaction for the price that I get with like Planet X or anything. And so I'm just not so sure how I feel buying Hasbro stuff anymore. Like, at what point is it, oh man, this didn't do it for me, and at what point do you say, well, then I'm just not gonna buy anymore. And
Yeah.
it might just be being an older collector and knowing what I like, or it might be that Hasbro is putting out some crappy stuff. I mean, I don't know what it is. But I can tell you, I would much rather spend rather than like $30 for three deluxes. That's like about $90. I would much rather spend over $100 on just one Planet X figure or Mastermind Creations figure. Like I would much rather spend my money in these third party areas. And I think that's kind of sad when you have this big trilogy that they're like, hey, we're doing all this cool stuff. And this is the result. So I don't know. I mean, I mean, not even at this point, just about Power of the Primes, but the whole, like Hasbro as a whole, what are your thoughts on
I
some of this
am
stuff?
in the same boat. I don't think it's necessarily that you are an older collector. It it actually somewhat has to do with that, but it's that we are older collectors, and it seems to be this common thing among people that like around our age group or up, more up than that, is that it's like we're seeing that Hasbro has like dropped quality so immensely that it's just like there's no point in even bothering for it anymore. And it's more satisfying now to get something that's more expensive and get less than get more crap. And I think that this whole Prime Wars trilogy is directly responsible for that, along with
Yeah.
Robots in Disguise and the Last Night toy line. It's just,
I
I
was
mean,
extremely disappointed with the last night toy line.
yeah,
Jackson or Shockwave 514, sorry. Quality is very important to me. Quality has gone way down on Hasbro. I agree. I think he's hitting the nail right on the head there.
yeah,
Um,
I do, and it's just that it's that we're all older now. We're seeing it's like, hey, look, we started collecting Transformers when the quality was there, and we have the perspective now of seeing it go way down as the years have gone by.
and I like my point before he put that comment there. I was really disappointed with the last night figures because I mean, like let's just take the barricade thing for example. They didn't even bother to get the license for Ford. I mean, like how lazy is that? And most of the figures, I mean, granted there were some new figures and they were pretty good, like Nitro Zeus and Megatron. And anyway, so there were some new figures in Cogman, but the distribution was crap to begin with. And most of the figures from the line were just reuses of
Age of
of other
Extinction was,
figures like from Age of Extinction. So it's like they're not even throwing effort into the movie, which is their bread and butter,
uh huh,
which makes me really worried because on my top 5 things I'm looking forward to in 2018, I put the Bumblebee movie toys on there because I would absolutely love a deluxe Bumblebee along the lines of that Evasion Mode Prime. That's the G1 vehicle that turns into the movie design robot.
yeah,
And now I have this gut feeling that it's not going to be like that's not going to be if it happens at all, which it probably will if they do the movie, but it's not going to be good.
yeah.
And if they didn't get the licenses for Ford for this one, then are they going to get the licenses for the other classic cars that they're undoubtedly going to make? Or
I
are we going to
mean,
have a kind of Dodge Challenger and a kind of Mustang?
you're gonna have the kind of Challenger, you're gonna have the kind of Mustang, you may have a kind of Plymouth, you're gonna have a that, but that you'll probably get a Volkswagen.
Yeah,
There's
which
that.
sucks because if they're gonna do I like classic cars. I'm a very big outside of Transformers. I'm a very big car enthusiast, and so when the idea of them just butchering these classic cars that are also Transformers just makes me sick to my stomach. Like and it all boils down to the point that we've been discussing is that Hasbro's quality is just is just not there anymore, and there's not a lot of effort
Yeah.
there anymore. And I really don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but you may be eating those words when you said you were looking forward to the Bumblebee movie toys.
Yeah, maybe. And I realized I was I scan through my videos every now and then just to remind myself of points I've made because as I demonstrated in our live stream for Transformers United, I have a pretty bad memory when it comes to things. Like once I'm done with it, I tend to just flush it away. So
Yeah. I mean, you're
I
not
tend
the
to
only
remind
one.
myself of my points. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, wow, December 2018, that is a whole year. A lot can change in a year. And
Yeah.
who knows what, if we're seeing this trend now, who knows what the future is going to look like?
My prediction is that December 2018, we will have had, we'll probably be close to finishing up the Prime Wars toys. We'll have had some, but not a lot. Maybe wave one into the Bumblebee distribution,
Yeah.
and third party will still be rocking it.
Yeah. I really want, and now I will say, on the horizon, we do have that movie, the Studio Collection, and from what I'm seeing, those look good. And I'll do a discussion on that where I can actually analyze when we get better photos, and I can do it not in a live stream format.
Yeah,
Um, but maybe just maybe we'll pull out of this rut that we're in right now, and maybe this is their recuperation time where quality goes down a little bit, prices go up a little bit. Well, actually, the last night just made a very good. He said, what if Hasbro made proper figures with good quality as a celebration for like retiring Transformers? That's actually just seems, from what I understand, it seems what the movie studio line is going to be about. It's like the perfected versions of these movie figures that we don't necessarily have anymore. Like they're doing Revenge of the Fallen Megatron and Blackout, and I think they're doing a Bone Crusher.
mm.
So I, from what I understand, that's an idea.
But did he say like retiring Transformers?
Yeah, like yeah, and figures that or characters that don't get used so much anymore. Like I would say a retired Transformer is the original movie Optimus design. Like we're never going to see that again.
Oh yeah, yeah, I see what you mean. I don't know. I wasn't following for a second. Like I said, I'm tired.
Yeah, you're good. So I think right now the terrain is very rough. Quality from Hasbro is down, prices are up, and I'm not encouraged to buy from them. As a matter of fact,
Yeah,
if you'd asked me last year if I was going to buy a third party figure, I would have been like, no, I don't see a reason to. Now, all I want is third party.
yeah.
And
I mean that's the way of the adult collector.
mhm. And this is a trend that could continue. Hopefully, it doesn't, because I don't want to see Hasbro go. Because if this trend is continuing, then they're gonna lose money. I don't want to see that happen. Um, I would very much like to see them come out of this rut. And who knows, we might look back on this and be like, oh, hey, this was them, kind of collecting themselves, gathering their bases and starting again and actually moving forward and improving. So I'd like it to be that, but I just don't know. But
Yeah,
that doesn't change the fact that Power of the Primes is fairly disappointing. And I'm just not convinced to buy any of it. And people ask me, they're like, what do you think about it? And that's what I think about it. And I hate it because I like Transformers and I really want this stuff to be good. But we have to call a spade a spade. And these figures aren't good.
yeah. I'm in agreement with you there. I don't know where their quality control team went, but they certainly didn't show up to work.
Oh man. So yeah, at this point it seems like third party is our best option. I will
Yeah,
continue to fund well engineered, well executed, high quality transforming figures. And
Yes.
I will wait patiently for Hasbro to get their stuff together.
I mean, like the only Hasbro stuff I can see myself looking for now is the older Hasbro stuff that I was like, yeah.
Yeah, like Revenge
And
of the
then
Fallen
looking back,
era.
it's like, yeah, I mean, like recently you got that Springer, the triple changer one, you know,
That was a darn
good
good toy.
Hasbro stuff.
Yeah, that Springer is good.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, at this point, hey, yeah,
I
Shockwave
mean, like,
514 says, and Takara Masterpiece. I
yeah,
told Kyle, I just can't bite because it's what happened with third party is I managed to, I got a good deal on 3 of the Dinobots from Planet X, and now all I can buy is Planet X. If as soon as I get a Masterpiece, I'm gonna be all in, and it's just gonna be of a pit of plastic to throw my wallet into. And so I'm really
yeah,
holding off because I've got the Soundwave and I really like the Masterpiece Soundwave. But as soon as I get Megatron, I'm going to want Starscream, and then I'm going to want Optimus, and then I'm going to want Bumblebee, and all and so on and so on. So it's unfortunately I'm a broke college student and I can't afford to jump on the Masterpiece train right now. But I
uh,
can buy quality over quantity, like you said earlier, and do Planet X here and there,
yeah. You know, get the
which I
full
suppose
time
is nice.
job, and then next thing you know, one Planet X a month.
Hey, easy there. I've got Starscream in limbo right now. He's in the realm of UPS. They tried to deliver him today, but of course I'm not there,
Yes.
so I'll have to get him later. But then I'm still waiting on Pluto, their Megatron. I'm waiting on him to get in stock, and then I can ship him and Grimlock.
Yeah.
So yeah,
No,
that's where I'm at.
I'm just waiting for Masterpiece to make movie masterpieces better ones.
Well,
I mean,
that Prime was pretty
the
darn
movie
good.
masterpieces are probably good, but they're just not the ones I'm looking for, really.
Which characters are you looking for?
Well, when they announced Barricade, I was like, man, I hope they do the Last Night one because I kind of want. I actually kind of like that design, what they did, and all of that. And I was like, okay, I would prefer that one because
Yeah,
I
I knew
want
it
the
was going to be
pistol
messed up.
and brass knuckles and things like that. But they went with the first movie. They went with the first movie in all of them. And I'm thinking, first movie designs weren't really all that good in my. Well, they were great, but they're just not the ones I'm looking for.
Yeah, well, hopefully they'll continue the movie masterpiece trend, and it'll look better.
Yeah,
Oh, there's going to be a third party last night barricade by Black Apple. I've got to look that up right now
please screen share it.
because I love that Mustang so very much. I think they're the people who made the. From what I see, I think the rumor is it's the same people who did that Wei Jiang Hound.
Oh man, that thing's gonna be ginormous.
Holy cow!
Screen share, dude.
This is a YouTube video, and I don't.
Oh,
So I apologize about the. Wait a minute.
oh my Bobby.
There we go. So that's robot. So it's going to be deluxe size, which is cool. I'm
Huh.
sorry for this. This person is Marco's videos MC. I'm giving him credit. This is his video.
That.
He's talking about it too.
Oh, Bobby. That. There goes my wallet. Oh.
Oh,
Mm.
whoa. Vehicle mode, vehicle mode.
Oh. Look at that rear window right there. They definitely nailed a Mustang. Look better.
Yes, they did. And it's kind of panel gappy, but it's pre-production. So
Yeah, I think it
uh,
just has to do with the prototype nature of it.
the rear looks more Mustang to me. The roof lines. He's scrolling so fast. I'm having a hard time keeping up.
Yeah, I don't know if there's much of a difference in the roof line. Really, I didn't see much of a
Subscribe to
difference
this
there.
guy. I did it. He's a Spanish guy. Um, here we
Oh,
go.
there we go. Some
Oh, I
stills.
bet it's his video. Nope. Whoops.
Password change required.
I did. I changed my password. I'm sorry. I'd have to look into. I'm a very big stickler about my Mustangs.
Oh,
But yeah, that definitely looks much better.
yeah. I'll hold out though. Maybe Masterpiece will eventually get to it. I kind of do still want them in scale with Masterpiece, but
Yeah.
I mean, if they never do that, then that would be something to consider.
The third party. Yay.
Yay! But I mean, they did exactly what we were talking about. Make good stuff.
Yay. So, um, okay, that's. I'm just gonna address this. I know that we've kind of strayed off from the official discussion on Power of the Primes is over, but I'm
Yes.
gonna address this because this is in the live chat. Um, the last night's asking me for a shout out in a normal video. I don't know. Like, do you mean like a review? Because that my reviews are very heavily scripted, and I don't generally shout people out in reviews, but I can shout you out in this because this is a more casual. I mean, this is a normal video. Um, and I kind of
This
been
is the
shouting out
new
this whole
norm.
time with your comments and such. Anyway, um, no, like in reviews, I don't shout out because that's not what reviews are about. So yeah, thank you. I don't have any further points. Thanks for chatting in the live chat. Thanks, Kyle, for being here. Do you have anything else that you'd like to add?
By third party.
Yay, third party. I'm gonna do lots of coverage on third party. I mean, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Planet X guys that I have to cover. So I'm gonna be talking about third party just a whole lot.
Oh yeah. I've thought about getting back into reviews with the whole mastermind creation stuff,
You should.
and I tried that, and it didn't work out, so I gave up.
I can help. I can help you. Anyway, so yeah,
Well, I tried to be
that's
funny, but I'm not funny.
I can't help you there.
Yeah. No.
Anyway,
No
but
amount
yeah,
of my
thank you
mother's
guys
telling
for
me I'm special.
yay. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry that I had to intermission there for a moment. I kind of thought it was going to happen, and then I thought I could delay it, and I did. But sorry about that.
Don't worry. I kept them
Um,
entertained with silence. And
Yay! Good job. I'm proud of you.
and then I tried
Yeah.
getting into the live chat and it kicked me out.
Dang it. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and please let me know. I mean, we got the live chat now, but let me know in the comments what you think about Power of the Primes. If you made it this far, thanks for listening to our ramble. But let me
Yes.
know what you think about Power of the Primes. Keep the discussion going. I've been getting a lot more feedback in comments recently, and I'm loving every minute of it. I like talking to you guys, so just let me know, and we'll keep the discussion going in the comments. So thanks for watching, Kyle. Plug your channel, and we'll sign off here.
Check out the channel AHM1K. It's formerly All Hail Megatron 1000 for cool stuff like Transformers United and Transformers Cataclysm.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. As always, thank you guys for watching, and we'll talk to you later.